Shalom, brothers and sisters. All honor and glory and praise goes to the Most High Yahweh in the name of Yahusha HaMashiach. I'm Brother Jedaniah, and I had to do this second part of the Sabbath day lesson because I left out some parts to it that's even more important. Well, just as important as the information in the first one. Brothers and sisters, the Most High has given us a holy sign of the Sabbath day as a covenant, as a witness, as something He decided to share with us. That is a sign between us and Himself and being a special chosen people. Right now it is raining, brothers and sisters. So if you hear the rain and the lightning in the background, sorry about that, but I got to get this done. This is the book of Jubilees, chapter 2, starting verse 17. And He gave us a great sign, the Sabbath day, that we should work 6 days, but keep Sabbath on the seventh day from all work. And all the angels of the presence, and all the angels of sanctification. These two great classes He have hidden us to keep the Sabbath with Him in heaven and on earth. You see, the holy angels and Zion and the 12 tribes of Yahusha is keeping the Sabbath day with the Most High. And He said unto us, Behold, I will separate unto myself a people from among all the peoples. Here's the separation again, brothers and sisters. The Most High is not dealing with all these other nations. He's only dealing with the nation of Yahusha and those who are with us, who will bless us, who will come with us and serve our Elohim. And these will keep the Sabbath day, and I will sanctify them unto myself as my people, and will bless them. As I have sanctified the Sabbath day, and do sanctify it unto myself, even so shall I bless them, and they will be my people, and I shall be their Elohim. And I have chosen the seed of Jacob. Y'all hear this? This is very specific. He didn't say I've chosen the seed of Javan, or Ashkenaz, or Esau, or the Medes, or Ishmael, or Cush, or Mizraim, or Moab, or Ammon, or Ashur, or any of the others. It says Jacob, from amongst all that I have seen. So yes, He's seen your nations. He knew your nation. He knew what you would do. And that's the reason why He didn't choose, but He knows us, and He knew what we would do. And that's why He chose us to be the kings and priests of the earth. From amongst all that I've seen, and have written Him down as my firstborn son. We are His firstborn son. This doesn't replace the HaMashiach, who is the first begotten Son of the Most High in heaven. You understand? We are called His firstborn son because He has chosen us out of the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and have sanctified Him unto myself forever and ever. Doesn't forever last forever? And I would teach, and these heathens say that we are done away with. He is done with us. He built a whole new nation in the Caucasians, and He chose them to bring the word all over the earth, and He chose Muhammad to bring the word to, you see all the lies and deception, to bring the word to Ishmael and his people, and even our black folks is following their God now. Let's read on. Let me start over right here. And have sanctified Him unto myself forever and ever, and I will teach them the Sabbath day, that they may keep Sabbath thereon from all work. This is so key. This high holy day is higher than all the rest. We have to get this right, Zion. We have to obey on this one day, and the rest of the days will flow after it. But this day we have to get it right, according to His words and His will. Let His will be done in your life. Don't let your heart or your mind's thoughts and actions get in the way of what He is telling you to do on His holy day. Stop changing and adding to His holy word for this day. And thus He created therein a sign in accordance with which they should keep Sabbath with us on the seventh day, to eat and to drink and to bless Him. This is the things you should be doing on that day. Eat and drink with your brothers and sisters. If you don't have them, then there are plenty of brothers and sisters holding live Sabbath day class that you can participate in and congregate with them online, and you will fulfill that portion there. But you may be eating and drinking alone unless you find someone around you that will eat and drink with you and bless the Most High with you. That's another key. Are they willing to bless Him that day and put away the troubles of the other 6 days? Who have created all things as He hath blessed and sanctified unto Himself a peculiar people above all peoples. There's the separation again, brothers and sisters, that the other nations hate to hear. They can't understand the high way of the Most High. They can't understand the thinking of the Most High, neither can we. But He gives us a glimpse of His mind in the Scriptures, and that they should keep Sabbath together with us. With who? The Most High and His holy angels in the heavens. The Most High has joined Himself to us, Zion. Rejoice. And He caused His commands to ascend as a sweet Savior, acceptable before Him all the days. And they say His commandments are done away with and have ended. Hamashiach has completely ended all of the commands. Man, these heathens is going to beg for eternity for this, for defiling and changing the word of the Most High into a lie. There were 22 heads of mankind from Adam to Jacob. Now, what he's talking about is Adam, Seth, Jared, Methuselah, Enoch, Noah, Shem, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Elijah, and Elisha. And there are others that I can't think of right now, which was the 22 heads, the bloodline, the righteous bloodline from Adam to Jacob. And it doesn't include Ham. He didn't go through Ham. He didn't go through Japheth's lineage on the other side of the flood. He didn't go through the other nations of Shem either. He went through Shem to Abraham to Isaac to Jacob. There's a pure righteous bloodline that He has worked through since the beginning of mankind. And 22 kinds of work were made until the seventh day. This is the creation. 22 different kinds of work the Most High put in creating the heavens and the earth. This is blessed and holy, and the former also is blessed and holy. And this one serves with that one for sanctification and blessing. So the earth, which was given to these people, work together to bless, sanctify, and bless one another. That is a spiritual understanding you have to get, Zion. How the Most High truly is working a wonderful work in Zion, and a wonderful work from Adam's bloodline, the righteous bloodline, Oh yeah, I forgot Abel, didn't I? It was Adam, then Abel, and of course he was taken out by his jealous brother. And then Seth came and started the bloodline. Okay, back to what I was saying. Adam to Jacob, there was a special bloodline, special righteousness passed down through these people. Japheth turned his back on that, and Ham turned his back on that. And the Most High knew these things. And to this, Jacob and his seed, it was granted that they should always be the blessed and holy ones. Blessed and holy ones, Jacob and his seed, of the first testimony and law, even as he had sanctified and blessed the Sabbath day on the seventh day. He created heaven and earth and everything that he created in 6 days, and the Most High made the 7th day holy for all his works. Therefore he commanded on its behalf that whoever doth any work thereon shall die. He's not talking about the other nations when he say whoever. You got to get understanding, Zion. While you're reading the book, when you see stuff like this, whoever, read the whole chapter, or read the whole the book, whatever you're reading. Get to understand, he's talking to Zion, the holy children of the Most High. Now, he gave us certain commandments for the other Gentile nations who are with us and within our borders, that they also will partake in the blessings given to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and participate in the Sabbaths. While they're in our land, they have to. You think the Most High going to let them in our land to serve us, and they don't have to do the same things? They can eat pork. They can eat. They can honor the sun god on that day and do their thing in his land. No, he made provisions for that. He knew we would have handmaids and servants working and serving us in our land, and he even made provisions to where if one of them got high up enough that if they hired one of us for 7 years, at the end of 7 years we would go out, or at the end of the Jubilee, depending on what the contract was, someone in our family could buy that contract out and redeem us from their hand. And this is the reason why Hamashiach had to pay a price for us. Now that's spiritual. Some spiritual meat right there. All right, let's get back into this. Where was I? And not, wait a minute, where was I? Okay, wherefore do thou command the children of Israel to observe this day, that they may keep it holy, and not do thereon any work, and not to defile it, as it is holier. Oh man. It is holier than all other days. Hey. Okay. I think I was actually up here on this line. Up here somewhere. But anyway. And not to defile it, as it is holier than all other days. It's holier than all other days, brothers and sisters. And whoever profane it shall surely die, and whoever doth thereon any work shall surely die eternally. That the children of Yahusha, there he is, he's talking to us, Zion, may observe this day throughout their generations. So I pretty much read all this in the first video, and it was this portion here I didn't read. But what the Most High is saying here, that the children of Yahusha, whom he has chosen to be his kings and priests, is to keep his Sabbath day holy as he commanded us to do, to observe. He's commanding us to observe this day, brothers and sisters, and you have to. You have to decide in your mind what you're going to do, how you're going to do this. Are you going to follow the Most High's way of doing it? Or are you going to do it the way you say you're going to do it? And those grafted in Gentiles who got this understanding on how you fit into what the Most High has given us, and now you understand that you have to be a part of our house, the house the Most High gave us, the house of Yahusha. You have to be grafted into this house which Hamashiach has saved through his blood to have salvation, to have to be a part of the kingdom. You have to come into this full embodiment of the Most High salvation through the house of Yahusha. You can't leave us out. You can't just sit there and say, oh, I have salvation in Hamashiach, but I don't have to be a part of the house, be a part of the 12 tribes of Yahusha, or be a part of their house. No. Hamashiach's come back for us first. And then you. He's come back for the lost sheep of the house of Yahusha. And through that saving, you can participate in that saving of the house of Yahusha. This is how you are grafted in. These churches and these wicked pastors and preachers are demons and devils, and they have been blinded by their own wickedness of heart. And a lot of them who went to those theologian schools probably got a partial understanding of this, but they forsaked it for the order, the traditional order of things, according to the church, according to the unrighteous whore church, Catholicism, and all the little Protestants that broke away from her. It's all spanning from the same root of wickedness coming from the Roman Empire, the final beast system. Why would you still want to participate in the final beast church, who worships the sun god on the sun god's day and defy everything the Most High has made holy for us to take part of, Zion? And I want to remind you, Zion, all you Negroes scattered in all the nations, that the Most High will gather us, and attached to you will be those Gentiles holding on to you, saying, I want to come with you. We hear that the Most High is with you. And 10 of them are going to grab a hold of your skirt and come into the land, just as they did with us in Egypt. And they're going to bear witness to the salvation of Yahusha, because they're going to be right there partaking in the salvation because of their faith, because they believe this truth that has not been told by these Gentile nations. For their own glory, they did not tell it. For their own whiteness, for their own supremacy, they didn't tell this. For their own culture and civilized ways, they've been blinded and turned over to a grand delusion. And they've been in it for a long time. And they're sitting there waiting for this grand delusion to come. Stop following the ways of the heathen and listening to their preaching and teaching, brothers and sisters. They don't even know that or understand that they are in a great delusion right now. They don't even understand that it came already. You understand? Put away all their prophecy teaching. Now, if they're reporting on things that's going on in the world that's happening, fish dying off, and I'm not talking about those things, but I'm talking about them actually opening up the book and trying to teach you Bible prophecy. You need to put all those heathens away. Put away Christianity. Put away the Christian pastors. I don't care how right you think they are. There's something wrong with them. All of them who's part of Christianity. You can't hold on. You can't straddle the fence. You can't serve two masters. You either serve one or you serve the other. This is the reason why I'm going to keep pushing you to get away from that religion. It's man-made. It's for them. It's for the sons of destruction to participate in and to get their little hopes up in their Savior and in their Antichrist and in their so-called Elohim, which is a deity of a fallen angel that's reigning and ruling over their nation of people. For the Most High have set these angels over them to lead them astray from him, because he knew that they were swine, and if he cast his pearls before them, they would stomp and trample over his word, just as they done, since they've risen up and took over the word itself and created their own acceptance, created their own self-righteousness, their own civilized way, and their own death and destruction and whoredom that they have passed along to many nations of people as they went out and preached this other gospel, this other Yahusha, this other way of life that is not written in these holy scriptures. They have did away with Yahusha, and they have become the new saviors of the world in their own hearts, minds, and eyes. We can't live without them. That's why you see them commenting the way they comment. Oh, you can't live without us. We're the intelligent. We're the smart ones. But the real truth about them is coming out. They are liars, stealers, killers, destroyers, and they will take you into the pit with them. Unless, Zion, they are with us, you need to let them go. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is a segregation thing that the Most High has put out here in the scriptures. If they are not with us, they are not with him. Let them go. You have to. And that's even within your own walls, Zion, because they're going to lead you even further astray from the truth in this awakening. Even your own Negro, so-called black Christians, you have to let them go and move on from them. Even some of the awakened Hebrews, you have to let go of, because they don't get this portion, and 2/3 of them not, because they want to be led by man so badly. They want to say this man or that man is anointed, so I'm going with him. When Hamashiach warned us about that, he said that there would be false prophets that shall rise in the last days, teaching and preaching and deceiving and leading men astray. And that's including in the walls of Yahusha. And the Most High is going to cleanse and purge out all these rebels of Zion, all these Negroes, thugs and killers and stealers and cheaters and liars and adulterers and those and lovers of money. And within all walls, he's going to purge all them out. Get understanding, Zion. For you are the light of this world. You are the saviors of these other, not only your own nation, but of these other nations. You are the saviors the Bible talks about. See, the Yahusha, at his return, is going to gather the dead in him, and he's going to gather the 144,000 and change them into the mighty men of the Most High, the real Superman, the real Avengers, the real X-Men, the real Superman that cannot be hurt or harmed, because they're going to have the new bodies that Most High is going to give them, and they shall go out with Hamashiach to war and take the kingdoms from these heathens. All of their kingdoms are gone. You need to separate yourselves from them. And all you Gentiles need to separate yourselves from them too. If you want to be a part of the house of Yahshua, you can't straddle the fence. You can't have 1 foot in the land of the Greeks and 1 foot in the land of Yahshua. It's not possible. You can't serve 2 masters. You can't have 1 foot in Russia and 1 foot in the land of Yahshua, in the land of the Most High. It's not possible. You can't have your foot in the land of Cush and 1 foot in Yahshua. It's not possible. And what I mean by that, following your people. If you a Cushite, you can't follow your people like that. No more. If you a Greek, you can't follow your people like that no more in their ways. What they call civilized, you got to get rid of that. All that thinking and mentality of supremacy got to go. You can't keep one foot in the land of Russia doing all their ways and try to combine it with the Most High ways. This is what happened to these churches. You got to come out of it and come out of it. And the Sabbath day is a sign between us and the Most High that we are indeed His. But even if you are participating in the Sabbath, you can't do away with His laws, statutes, and commandments, and you can't do away with His people. Doing away with His people is the same as doing away with Yahusha, who is of the Yahuah, the tribe of Yehudah. We have the 12 gates of the Most High. It's not the other nations. I mean, the city of the Most High. We have the 12 gates of the city of the Most High. It's not any of the other nations. There is no Arabian gate, Ishmael's gate. There is no Arab gate, which I'm thinking is one of the sons of Abraham. Could be one of the children of Keturah. I'm not certain of that, brother and sister. I haven't done enough homework and research on who is the Indian people in India, but from what I heard from someone else, that's who they could be. But you don't see their gate in the city of the Most High. When he brings that city down, it has 12 gates. 12 gates of the 12 tribes of Yahusha. Where is Javan's gate? Somebody tell me. Find the scripture and then find me the book of the Greeks and the Romans. I'm not talking about Romans. The letter that Paul wrote to the Romans, the Hebrew Israelite Romans. I'm not talking about that letter. I'm talking about a specific book written to all of Chittim. Where is it? What about the specific book written to Cush? Where is that? Come on. Put the evidence in the scripture, in the description box. The comment section below. Email it to me. Where is the specific books for Ammon and Moab if the Most High sent His disciples or apostles out to the other nations too? Or if Paul was a specific disciple to the Gentiles of all the other nations, wouldn't that make the Most High's word a lie when He said He didn't choose anyone else? So it's not the word that lies. It's man that is a liar. Let the Most High be the truth and every man a liar. It's the men who are leading this world astray and giving you hope and faith that the Most High has come to save your nation of people. No. He's going to save those who are within His borders, within the house of Yahusha, whom the Messiah came to save. And if you want to be a part of that grace and mercy, you have to be a part of HaMashiach. And a part of HaMashiach is the house of Yahusha. There is no separating that. Look what these heathens did to the word and brought all this death and destruction all over the earth. Look what the Ishmaelites are doing. The Arabs. Look at what they're doing in the Middle East. For their deity. They are blowing themselves up. They are cutting people's heads off, forcing you to worship their deity. The Most High doesn't do force. You have a choice to worship the Most High or not worship Him. But the same thing happened with these Christians. You think they didn't come into the lands with force and force Christianity upon all these people? They did. And they killed millions multiple millions, just as much as the Arabs, Ishmael, and the followers of Islam has done for all these years. They have killed multiple millions of people for their deities, and the Most High didn't require no one to be forced into worshiping Him. He didn't require us to go out and kill to bring other nations in to the fold. Brothers and sisters, this is part 2 of the Sabbath day. I hope you got understanding. Give me a thumbs up. Click the notification bell if you haven't. If you subscribed already, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And stay tuned for more interesting script. Shalom.